What up? What up? What up? Give me a Lima Charlie if you can hear me loud and clear, man. Hopefully, y'all are having a good day, having a good time. Of course, I'm coming to you on a work trip from St. Louis, Missouri, but the show must go on. Man, oh man, it's crazy because the weather here in comparison to Texas is like not night and day, but it's a lot more tolerable here. I feel that Missouri nice. You know what I'm saying? Is that what they say? That you got that Midwest nice type of things going on. It feels right in the air. Like it feels like that's how it's supposed to be out here, bro. And I was just sitting here, just kind of rocking out with my cock out. Maybe not literally, you know what I'm saying? But I saw the news that maybe the administration is softening on tariffs a little bit, and that politics aside, I don't want to talk about the politics of it. I'm just all about like maybe saving me some dineros, okay, when it comes to my prep gear, EDC gear, any type of emergency equipment for my house. You know, I want to get a new controller for my washer and dryer. I know the controller is made in Ohio, but do they manufacture every single component of that thing in Ohio? And just that little type of stuff I always think about. Listen, if you have a question or a comment, if you put a Q and then a colon in front of your question or your comment, it will help gain my attention a little bit better. So that is just something I wanted to mention. Just a little bit of just my thoughts on hopefully the 145% tariff just go away, bro. Cause I would like the ability to get things that I need when I want them from not just China, but from Cambodia or from Taiwan or from Vietnam or from Europe. I get gear from all those different type of places, whether it is electronics. The microphone I'm using comes from Australia. You know, some of the gear that I'm wearing comes from all over the place. Europe, the shirt I'm wearing comes from the UK. So I think about like all those little type of things, like how will that affect the things that I need and wear every single day or use or for my everyday carry. Now I'm in a work type environment, so it's really kind of like I'm in one of those professional type environments where having a honking pocket knife hanging out your pocket is not really it's not really permissible. So for the most part, I've been kind of taking my nut sack double admin pouch to the office with me every day. And this looks professional, sitting on a meeting desk, sitting in a meeting, and just kind of like anything that I need. If I really want to have a knife on me, like it's just like I absolutely want to have a knife on me. I oftentimes will bring myself the TI slide, which is coming in from Daily Carry Co. This is, it works well. Let me see, I can't see myself. This works well in my suit jacket if I'm wearing one of those. So I can slip this in a suit jacket pretty easily. I can put this in the pocket. They finally added a pocket clip to this knife. So when this thing came out, I reviewed it when it initially came out. One of my biggest complaints was like, hey, I like the fact that, you know, you can get these things with M390 and they're titanium and they feel good and they're really good with utility cuts and it's a unique looking knife. But bruh, it's a gravity knife and all, but there's no pocket clip. Like that was an issue for me. So it kind of made sense. If it's not that, I would just kind of carry a Swiss Army knife will be my go-to, which is just a nail clipper technically, right? But it has a knife on it. And this is something I can slip deep in my pocket, just my nail clippers that have a knife in them. And then that kind of makes life a lot easier as well. Now my full kit itself, I've done a video on this. This has my Leatherman Arc Obsidian. This has my flashlights. This is also my cigar kit. I use this here at the hotel when I go smoke in their smoking section outside. If I go smoke in their smoking section outside, I have everything I need in here to kind of make that happen. As a matter of fact, I still have a couple more sticks I brought with me from Dallas, which we'll be jumping into. Let me know what you carry today. Let me know if you're in the type of environment like me as well, where you want a little piece of EDC kit. You want to be able to have those things with you, but you're just not quite sure how that's going to work out for you and all of that good stuff. Before I jump into some of my thoughts on like possibly the possibility of the tariffs being slowed down a little bit, let's just see who's already in the mix, who's already in the building. Blind, woo, thanks for stopping by. I see your fury, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. Super well appreciated, man. True Budget EDC, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for being a goddamn member. We appreciate that, man. I don't have my stream deck here. I can't do my sounds. It just feels different. I feel naked. You know what I'm saying? But we still make the shit happen, bro. Of course, Spencer says he's tapped in. Let's go, bro. Bear is here as well. Hey, what up, Bear? Hopefully you're having a good one. Let's see. Boland is in the mix. What up, man? Hopefully you're doing good as well. Alex, Knives and such. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri as well, bro. You're right there. So technically I'm in a town called Bridgetown. So I'm like, I flew into the St. Louis airport, but I'm not in St. Louis proper. I'm here doing some of my normal work. So Sucker Free is in the building as well. Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Are we anti-tariffs in the chat, or we see Vision Uncle T? God says EDC Central Oregon. I can see both sides of the argument. Some people would say that we have a trade deficit with some countries, which trade deficits are not organically bad. Think about it. There's 340 million people here in this states. Organically, you're going to have a trade deficit with a country that has less humans than you, right? Because we're going to buy more stuff from a country that produces a good that we can't make, or we don't make that much of. And they may buy less from us. Right. So that just kind of organically, you know, but on the flip side, can we use tariffs to even the playing field on that type of stuff? I don't know. Maybe. I just don't want it affecting my pockets. You know what I'm saying? Got the Professor Threads on. This is some type of stuff I would wear. I used to Ian, thanks for kicking the door, man. So yes, I did. I haven't taught for them in a couple of semesters, but yes, I did used to teach for Texas A&M School of Law in Fort Worth, and this is the type of shit I had to wear there. So yes, you are right, man. What was homework? What was the homework for class, Professor Coleman? The homework was let me know your ability. How long can you do wall sits? Go try it out right now, Ian. How long can you do horizontal wall sits with your knees and your arms out straight in front of you? I would like to know. Trustfire is in the Trustfire affiliate, and they won't send light due to the tariff. Yet Workos just sent me a few. That's weird. Workos is out of the same factory as Sofrin, and I can't remember the other company, but Workos and Sofrin all come out of the same factory in China. You got to think about it. So some of these companies, True Budget, rent space here in the United States. Olights of the world, Nicors of the world, especially power stations like EcoFlow and Blue Eddy. They make the stuff in China, but they don't want you to have to order a EcoFlow power station and then wait for it to come from China. So they get space, especially in California and Florida. These companies send me shit all the time, and I see the return labels Cali and Florida, and I'll look up the address, and lo and behold, it is a warehouse. So they may be willing to send you stuff. Trustfire may not have the stuff. They may have the stuff still in China. It may not be here in the States, and so it's a lot harder. They don't want to pay the import fees for a reviewer unit, if that makes sense, versus other people already have the stuff with them. I know the owner of that company you're talking about for the knife. Yeah, I was actually just messaging with the owner of this company, and so Daily Carry Code was recently sold. I don't know if you know the new owner or you're talking about the old owner. The old owner lives in Hawaii. The new owner lives in Utah. So both of the guys seem pretty cool, but the new guy in Utah, he's an EDC guy. Like, he legit cares about EDC, likes EDC, talks about EDC. Like, EDC is his jam. And he's coming out with new knives. He's coming out with new products. He's trying to get his SKUs up. I like that. I like the fact that he's active. He's trying to completely just not own a knife company. And here's the thing. There's other companies that are for sale. If you find yourself an EDC person, then maybe it's time for you to Goat Tool, Goat Multi-Tool. They're going up for sale. So if you got long money, I don't think Leatherman's going to buy them. Leatherman probably already has the technology to do the things that Goat Tool does. And just as a reminder, Goat Tool is that company that makes modular multi-tools. They make it to the point where if you want to, you can go to them and you can order the tools specifically that you want for your multi-tool. So they have stuff. They have a lifetime warranty, which makes me feel a little icky a little bit because of the fact that they are selling the company. So I don't know how lifetime warranty is going to work when you know, the humans that are over the company are no longer going to be there. But this is, they really want you to be able to quickly change out the stuff, almost like you're making a change on a weapon or something like that. Like it's very, very quick. So they're selling their company, you know, Daily Carry Code just recently sold to a new owner. So I like the fact when folks are always mixing it up and they're keeping stuff alive, they're keeping things going. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so the owner of that company, he's a pretty cool dude. Hopefully get to meet him in person. Got the Fade Flex delivered. Should I buy an accessory to secure a pew pew or just bolt my holster to the Velcro that comes with it? What I would say, Blind Fury, is for that pouch, I would try with the kit that you already have. Now, bolting stuff to it makes me draw a little bit of pause, but I will say this: Tactigami gear from Vertex is relatively affordable, and I say affordable comparison to other full Kydex holsters. Like if you try to get a Kydex holster that has a hook back to it so that you can stick it to that pouch, then there's a likelihood that you're going to be paying a grip of money, and you may not necessarily want to necessarily have to pay that. I don't know if that would be something I want to do. So for the Fade collection, what Blind Woo Fury is talking about is he just got the Fade Flex here, and I did a review on this last week. And you can definitely outfit this bad boy with, you know, with different Kydex holsters, or you can get gear from directly from eBay stock or whatever. But you have to think about, how do you want to outfit this thing out? If it were I would probably be more willing to go to Vertex and get some accessories from them, because they do have some of their holster accessories that you can get from them, and it kind of makes life a little bit easier for the holsters that they make. They make a lot of different holsters. They even make a lot of different stuff that will work inside of that kit. So like they have a Glock right hand modular that's already set up. I don't know what you're carrying, but I would take a look at stuff from Vertex or from Premier Body Armor or from maybe eBay stock themselves if you're willing to spend the money. So hopefully that answers your question, because that's kind of the way I would go with it as well. Am I going to Atlanta? So that is the plan for me to go to Atlanta for Blade Show, for Blade Show Atlanta. So I have some trips coming up for work. I have to go to Ohio. I have to be in Galveston, Texas. And so I'm trying to get out of a work trip. If I can get out of a work trip for Cincinnati, Ohio, then I'll go to Atlanta. But YouTube is not my full-time job. So if my full-time job is like, no, we need you to go, then I won't be going to Blade Atlanta. But the thing about Blade Atlanta that I do like over SHOT Show, I got it accepted to go there via Media Pass or whatever. It is a lot more to the process for SHOT Show. The tickets cost more money, even if you're getting in on a discount for a Media Pass. The planning is a lot more. Atlanta, I live in Dallas. Atlanta to Dallas flights are not grossly expensive. I could literally buy a flight 5 days before Blade and be fine. Give me a second. I could literally buy the stuff and be fine and get a hotel, maybe even try to stay at that hotel or get an Airbnb. I know a couple of YouTubers to stay out there. Maybe I can crash on the couch. Like there's different things that I could do to make that happen. So it is my intent. It is my intent. I have a nutsack double admin pouch, but not the leather, bro. I'm telling you, I've never had the regular one. I have had the regular admin pouch and not leather, just the wax canvas with the molly on the front. Those things are great. What I would say the difference with the leather versus the wax canvas is that the leather stretches more than the wax canvas. It just stretches more. It smells better. I mean, it's leather. I've had this pouch. So my very first double admin pouch from them, I purchased with my own money, and they have since they have sent me one, and I gave that away. But this one, the OG right here, I bought with my own money. And I love this thing. I like it a lot. The only other thing that's a part of my EDC really is the Lock B notebook that I bring with me to take notes, because I do journal every single day, and I am rocking the wingback pen, which is what I've been using. I know a lot of people complain about the price of the pen. I was talking to my coworker today about it. Maybe this wasn't want to focus on the pen, but I was talking to my coworker today about it, and I was explaining to her, and I was just like, listen, I know expensive pens doesn't make sense to everybody, but you know, I like rocking an expensive pen because there will be times when I have memories of that pen from signing my son that was in the in NICU, his birth certificate and stuff like that. So I like expensive pens that bring me joy and all that good stuff. Forgot to change out my knife I carried last night. I ended up carrying the Pyrite to work. CJRB makes a damn good knife. So you have the regular Pyrite. Is that the Pyrite Alt or the Pyrite Light, or which one is it? But the Pyrite, yeah, CJRB Pyrite, bro, they had a banger with that. I like the Maximal, also a kissing cousin of the Pyrite, but it has a thicker blade shape. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more, you know, just a little bit. I think the Pyrite is better for all 4 fingers, but the Maximal feels a little bit better in the hand. I was waiting for the sound effects. Yeah, bro, I don't have my Stream Deck with me, man. So, you know, I have the sound somewhere on this computer, but I don't ever search for the sound. It's already programmed to my Stream Deck, and I just push the button. I got a Proof wallet over the weekend. I'm loving it so far. Is my Proof wallet in my pocket? No, it's not. Where is it? Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, so that's what I'm rocking for my wallet on this trip. On this trip, I am rocking the Proof wallet, and this thing just gets the job done, bro. One thing I like about the Proof wallet is no matter the outfit or what I got going on, when you're at an airport and you're trying to show your ID to a TSA agent, or you're trying to pay for a Starbucks, or you're trying to tip somebody to help you with your bag, this Proof wallet doesn't get in your way. I think that's what I like about it so much. And I guess the last everyday carry thing I would say for me is going to be my watch, which is, this is the this is the A5 Tactical. So it's like the C5 Tactical, except for this watch is automatic. So a little bit, I like this watch a lot, bro. It just works well. Even when I'm in a suit, it works well. If I change out of this and I put on regular clothes to go smoke a cigar, it doesn't matter what I got going on. This works for me. And I let Veer's not sponsoring this live stream, but they are a channel sponsor, because their shit works no matter what you got going on outfit wise. I mean, I like the fact that I can wear this to work, also go smoke a cigar later. And also, by the way, I may jump in the indoor pool like I did last night, and I don't have to take this off my wrist for any of those tasks. It's good to go for all of them, and I can just be rocking and be good to go. Let's see. I had the Curl, the Giant Mouse, the NIMBY, the V2, Trust Fire, and Pepper Spray, and a Topo Hank. I think I got a Topo. Yeah, I got a Hank right here, which it's not Topo though. This is an awesome Hank, which maybe you want to focus camera. I know you like me a lot. Anyway, I got an awesome Hank with me that I've been using the crap out of, because I'm working in a room that has shitty fluorescent lights. And one thing about shitty fluorescent lights, they expose fingerprints on your devices. And I get a little disturbed with fingerprints on my cell phone when I can see them. I think in my man cave in Dallas, my lighting's really good. I don't really notice fingerprints, but in this room I'm working in, it kind of like drives me insane. I wipe my phone down multiple times a day with a Hank. Did EDM buy Everyday Minimalist buy Daily Carry Code? No, he did not. I talked on the phone with the owner of the company. I don't know if, I don't want to dox his real name, but he's a cool guy. And I would just tell him, like, what will be awesome is if you had a creator meetup. There's so much stuff to do in Utah, especially during the summer. Bro, have us come out there. We can go to a restaurant. We can ride some dune buggies, and we could just, of course, it would be sponsored by Daily Carry Co. But you're coming out with more than just knives. He's coming out with bags. He's coming out with his, one of his, I think their second attempt at a folding knife versus a gravity knife. And imagine having a bunch of creators coming out there. We're bringing our own camera equipment. We're showcasing. I mean, at the end of the day, we're showcasing your shit, but we still are allowed to also showcase the other EDC items we have. We show how we use it. We go hiking. We go on dune buggies. We go wherever, and we show how we use our kit. Smart. If any, you know, so you got all the people, you know, everyday minimalists of the world, the Ron Quacks of the world. You got yourself the Maurice Moves. You got yourself the Max Level EDC. You got Best Damn EDC. You got Neves Knives. You got me. You got Tri-State. You just everybody in the mix coming through at one location. That would be kind of a dope idea. If you own a company, I'm telling you, have a creator meetup. It would throw you up there. I get Olight products shipped from Lorton, Virginia, which is 1 hour away from you. Is Virginia that close to me? I mean, I don't listen. I obviously I should know my surroundings. The only thing I always want to know about, because whenever I do these trips, you know, I check my pew, and so I check my gun, and I just want to know, does the state honor my concealed carry? That's the one thing I'm concerned about, is does the state honor my concealed carry that I'm going to? If they do, okay, then that's all I'm concerned about. You gotta buy goat, says True Budget. Bro, my money is not that long, man. My money is not that long. I'm getting interview vibes. Who are you traveling to speak to, says Bandito. No, I'm not interviewing anybody, man. I do try to travel. So I do have some trips planned to go to some companies to do some facility tours. Some of these companies have been selling goods. They have a lot of fans, but not a lot is known about the company, as in what does their facility look like? Or there has been a facility tour, but the camera work wasn't the best. What is it about the companies themselves? So there's a company in Massachusetts I want to go to. There's a company in Colorado I want to go to. You know, I just had some liaison for the first time with other few companies that make knives, and it's more about than just receiving the gear. I kind of want to put a microphone in a face and get to know more about these companies as well. I definitely want to be at Montana Knife Company's opening of that new facility. That thing is, they are throwing that building up. You hear me? Throwing it up. I need to be a safety inspector out there, Josh. Josh, the owner of Montana Knife Company, bro. Let me come out there and just kick the tires on that building, bro. Let me make sure that shit is safe, man. Let me make sure that shit is safe. Q colon in front of your question or your comment will gain my attention. A Q and a colon in front of your question or your comment will gain my attention. Let's see. Hey, X, look nice, all dressed up. Hey, appreciate that, Sly. Thank you for kicking the door in, coming in over from the Camera Junkie crew and all that. Hopefully you're having a good one. Let's see, if you're going to be in Ada, we got to hug it out. Hey man, if you see me in Atlanta, and I'm very, very easily to spot at these shows. Okay. If you didn't know, I was black. That's one key indicator. There's not a lot of black people that go to these shows, which is, it is what it is. Not that big of a deal. I also have like long locks. Okay. And I'm 6'2", so it's kind of like easy to spot me in a lot of scenarios whenever I go to different places. Let's see, Meet When I Was. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a god dang member. Appreciate that, man. Regular pyrite with the aluminium edition and the reverse tanto. Hey, man, that sounds like a nice little carry, bro. That sounds like a nice little carry. Nice. I have a founder proof wallet. Infinite times better than the old buggy trifold. Bro, let me tell you something. I have a founder edition because they sent it to me. And the thing is Proof is coming out with other stuff. And I was just talking to the owner of Proof earlier today via DM. And I was like, you know, I'm kind of fucking with what you're coming out with. I don't know how I feel about the pricing yet. But I am kind of fucking with the shit that you're coming out with. And they're sending me some stuff to check out. And I do try to be candid with people about the pricing. A lot of my videos, I do like to do bluffs or bottom line up front on stuff and just kind of tell you, like, I just did a review on this Matador bag. They sent this out to me before it released. I told them, you're not going to get a video out of me on release week because you sent it to me like 4 days before it released. That's not enough time to really, I didn't have any trips planned. And I said, this is a travel bag. A lot of reviewers, not shitting on any reviewers, but if you don't travel with a travel bag, then I don't know if you should do a review about it. So that's why I was able to pump out a video. But the pricing, some of this stuff, I get it. They're only going to get you one time, right? That bag costs over $200 because they only get you one time. It's not a subscription fee. It's not like you're renting the bag. And so if a company's only getting you one time for something, I need to make sure that that price makes sense before I recommend it to folks and all of that good stuff. My thoughts on tariffs, man. So one thing is like, okay, so we see the administration possibly softening on tariffs and what that could mean. And the thing I was worried about was two types. One was direct tariffs on EDC goods and prep gear and emergency gear. Direct tariffs are meaning like if you order stuff from Temu, if you order stuff directly from these companies, if you order stuff from Shein, if you like to wear clothing, if you order stuff from these companies who ship directly to you from China, there was going to be a tariff. There used to be an exemption if the item was if the purchase was less than $800. There was a waiver for tariff, so we didn't have to pay customs fees. That's why we can order shit from China. That was about to get erased. So us people ordering directly from those companies, we're gonna have to absorb that. You're getting from the alpacas of the world, which they sell bags and clothes. Some of the stuff is made in China. You're getting the stuff from even directly from Olight that doesn't come from their Nevada location or anything like that. I was worried about direct tariffs on imported finished goods. That includes stuff from EcoFlow and Blue Eddy. I hope that gets subsided as well. Also, tariffs on raw materials. Before a company, we may not be in the business, like us that are on this live stream may not be in the business of ordering raw materials like aluminum or different steels, like Boker steel comes in from Europe. But there are companies that we purchase from that are in the business of buying stuff from overseas, and they would have to pay for those raw materials. Now I'm showing you the Leatherman Arc. The Leatherman Arc is 100% made in America, okay? But I'm just showing you this as an example because Leatherman does make some of their plier heads in Mexico, and they assemble these things in the States, but the plier heads for some of their surge, not the surge, but a few of their plier heads, I think for like the Wave Plus and stuff, are made in Mexico. So any companies that are getting raw goods or partially finished goods like auto industry and stuff like that, they were gonna have to that tariff. And I was worried about that shit getting passed on to us. Like, if you have a lot of companies are doing stuff a little bit differently, such as CJRB, Kershaw. A lot of them are buying American steel, shipping it to China and putting the knife together. Like you're starting to see more CPM knives, crucible steel knives coming out of New York being made in China because they buy the steel, they heat treat it overseas and send it back. Now we're paying they had to pay a tariff to get it into China for the steel. They had to pay a tariff to get it back to United States. I was worried about that shit, bro. And I'm just hoping that subsides as well, because that type of stuff, they're either going to be negotiating with the manufacturer and trying to split the cost, or they're going to be rolling that cost into the price of the stuff that we were going to have to worry about. Of course, I was worried about the tariffs from specific countries as well. A lot of bags and stuff are made in like Cambodia and Vietnam. I don't know what the tariffs were for them, but a lot of stuff we know is made in China. But those Southeast Asian countries where I'm always testing stuff, it would be hard for me to get a free product because I get a lot of shit free, but to then tell you guys this is a good purchase when you guys got the Wayback Machine just like I do. You have the ability to Google some shit just like I have, and you discover X. This was this was 35% cheaper a month ago. Like, why are you suggesting this to us? Why is this something that we should even consider? So, I'm kind of glad that we don't have to worry about that. And I was worried about shifting manufacturing. Could any of these companies, such as the Civivis of the world, We Knife of the world, CJRB, can you imagine a Civivi factory opening up in Iowa? Imagine the Quad Cities in Iowa. Imagine you got Big Dog, South Dakota. Imagine you're in Renton, Washington, and all of a sudden a Civivi factory opens up and you can apply for a job there. Could manufacturing have shifted to the States? I guess it could have, but I don't know how quickly that would have happened. I was worried about the pricing for that shit, and I was sweating bullets. That's why I'm hopeful when it says we see these folks talking about, the pricing possibly coming down. I'm hoping that type of stuff does happen. That was going to be stuff for bags, flashlights, other types of apparel, optics, any of that type of stuff, for optics for your weapons, obviously, watches, that's like, it kind of puts my mind at ease that the possibility that those tariffs may be getting subsided. Was it true, or is it true? Is this, are we going to have to continue shifting our purchasing habits? I think you probably should. I think that this taste should have you shift some of your purchasing habits to buy more American, or buy from more countries where we don't have these absorbent price tariff shifts. I immediately started to look at more companies that were selling stuff in America because of the price hiking and because of those pricings being just completely different. And so I hope that you guys do the same thing in regards to the this happening again. I would hope that you look for buy more bags, more gear, more knives, more multi-tools, you know, flashlights, your battery banks, all that type of shit from the States. So if it does happen again, you know, you've already gotten yourself used to paying those higher fees. What do you think about the possibility of the shifting of tariffs maybe going away? What do you think? Is it something that's actually going to happen or not? Q colon in front of your question or your comment kind of gains my attention. A Q and a colon in front of your question or your comment gains my attention. So here we have, first off, I appreciate the 5, sir. I appreciate that, from Blind Woo Fury, coming in with the $5 super chat. It says a cup of coffee on me. Be safe and safe travels. Hey man, appreciate that, man. You got a good head on your shoulders. I appreciate that as well. I definitely will get coffee, because the coffee in this hotel, I don't know if I become coffee bougie because I make this shit at my man cave, or if I can just taste under extracted coffee, because I can. I drink my coffee black, so I really can taste coffee that's not getting the job done and all of that good stuff. Q colon in front of your stuff. Let's just see who we got here. Any questions or comments that you have? Do you know of a 60-liter backpack that fits larger framed people? The first thing that jumps out at me is the Yeti. Oh man, what is it called? I did a review on it. Field trip. Let's look it up. YouTube. Let's go to the YouTube universities. Let's look up Marine X and Yeti. I know I did a review on a Yeti bag. Someone's probably going to put it in chat and it's going to jump out at me. Is it the Panga? Yeah, I think that's it right there. So I did a review on the Yeti Panga 75 liter. I called it a family size bug out bag. And I don't know if they make anything smaller than the 75 liter, but I have to give you your questions about a 60. So I'm just going to give you the experience I have with big ass bags. This is probably the biggest bag that I own, other than like the second one that I could recommend would be Vertex's RFL duffel. Those come in at 55 liters. I've taken that on 2 work trips. It is not suitable to carry a human. The straps are not durable enough for that. What was your question again? It says for large frame people. Yeah. I think that for large frame folks, I would say the Vertex duffel might work, but this Yeti Panga will probably work as well. 60 liters is a big boy, so I think that you probably can get the job done with that. Let me look up this Vertex one for you real quick. Vertex duffel. I have not done the review on it yet, but I do know that I like the bag. I've taken this on a couple of work trips. The RLT 50 liter bag, it's obviously not 60 liter like you're looking for, but it does come in different sizes. So if we go up here to bags and we go to duffel and travel, they do have it in different size, 50, 80, a 45. So maybe you can find what you need, but I'm only going to give you the experience with the bags that I have personal experience with. And I think those are going to be it when it comes to big bag. I have the Base Camp by Vertex. I don't know. The Base Camp, I think, is a 45 liter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I don't think that's going to be big enough for you. Or maybe it's not even 45 liters. But yeah, so that's kind of what I would go to, bro. Those are kind of the ones I would go to. So hopefully that gives you a dose of your questions. Forgot to change the knife. I'll carry that. Do you EDM? Did he buy that? Have you spent come on, bro, you know CPM, bruh, have you spent 1K on a specific knife yet? I added the word specific because I've spent over 1K on knives, but a specific knife, no, I haven't. The most money I've spent on one knife is probably going to be, I don't know. I haven't spent more than $400 on a knife. I've bought a few Benchmade knives in the $300 range, and then I've recently been buying some knives from Three Rivers Manufacturing, and those knives have been costing me around $300. So I just bought the carbon fiber version of the Neutron 2, and that knife cost me, the table price for this knife was $300. Not for this one. It's the one that's carbon fiber, which I don't think they have on their website right now. But so yes, I have spent the money. Here's a Neutron, titanium Neutron 2. Interesting, 365. So, you know, have I spent the $1,000? No. Will I get that point one day? Maybe. I don't know if I'm there yet though. Don't know if you considered it, but I'm okay. So don't know if it's considered everyday carry, but I did my biggest EDC upgrade at the end of the March, and I got a new 14-inch M4 Pro MacBook Pro. Bro, I love my MacBook Pro. That's what I'm using right now. This is my M1 MacBook Pro. This is M1 Max, and yes, this is my EDC everyday carry computer, bro. Even and I'm in Dallas, I'm more prone to take this computer with me to a coffee shop, to work, or whatever. It's with me on this trip than I am any other thing that I carry often. In office carry for DJ, it is the Filson Compact Briefcase Otter, the Tactile Turn Green Micarta, the Mini Psyop Pen, the Green Micarta Scales, Tale of Knives wallet, and then the Vera G5 Pacific Steel. Bro, that Vera G5, man, I'm just a big fan of, I'm a fanboy of Vera, and unapologetically. They've only been a couple misses from them, and I've told them when they sent those knives out to me, but you know I like that shit. Tactile Turn Green Micarta. Man, I did not know they were pumping out Micarta. You got it in the mini version. Nice. Jerry says, are we still carrying wallets back pocket in 2025? Checking in from Kaufman, Texas. Bruh, nah, man, I front carry wallets. I started front carrying my wallet in 2008 going into 2009. It was the very first time I ever went to go, the first and only time I went to go watch the ball drop in New York City. And we went to Central Park. We left Central Park and we went and got into the barricades. And the first thing a local told me, he was like, bro, move your wallet from your back pocket to your front pocket and then keep your hands in your pocket. And at the time I was 22 years old ish. Yeah, I was like 22 years old, and I learned that lesson quick. So anytime I went anywhere around the world, whether I was in Jordan or Bahrain or Spain or Afghanistan, I didn't have to really worry about it as much. But any country where I was in civilian clothing by myself, which is, I would be in Crete, I was in all sorts of countries by myself, I always front pocket carried. So are some people still doing it? Yeah, I got a coworker. He pulls that big ass, fat ass wallet out of his pocket. And I'm like, bro, let me give you a wallet. Let me give you a wallet. He doesn't want one. I'm like, your wallet has the imprints of your cards on it, bro. Let me, you know what I'm saying? I thought tariffs weren't affecting Apple and Samsung products. Yeah, they negotiated their way out of that, bro. So of course we know that, well, Samsung makes a lot of their stuff in Korea. So they really were not going to be worried about the big tariffs like China. But you know, Apple makes a ton of their shit in China and Taiwan. But what Apple did is they airlifted tons and tons of iPhones out of China to get them out of China before the tariffs hit. Because the way the tariffs were, it doesn't matter where it says on the item, is the bill of lading. When it gets to the port of entry, the agent asks, what is the bill of lading for that shipping container? Okay. And you pay the tariff for the bill of lading. So if your items are coming from a different country, it doesn't matter if it says made in China, it matters what the bill of lading says. And so they airlifted the shit. And then like the next day they got a waiver for smartphones from the tariffs. You know, listen, when you got big money, you can make big things happen. You know what I'm saying? I really want to buy a knife from Montana Knife Company, but live in Europe. Do you know how I could sort that out? Do they not ship to Europe? Or is it your knife laws? Because I know the knife laws in the EU, they vary country to country. You know, in the United Kingdom and London and specifically, I know that they have very strict laws, but are they the same for France? I don't know. I'm not sure. If you're having an issue with the shipping aspect, send me an email and I could ask, do they ship to Europe? I don't know if they ship to Europe. Have you ever done a review on a Benchmade PSK knife? I just put my hands on one yesterday and felt damn good. No, I haven't, but I would love to. I would definitely love to. What do you think of the Klein knife by James Brand? They have a carbon fiber option for $449. Oh man, that's a listen. Generally, I'm not a big fan of James Brand because years ago they were kind of sketchy on where their knives were made. Them in Tecton or Tecco knives, yeah, they both were real sketchy on like, is this one made in America or is this one made in the China, or is this, they really weren't like transparent about it. They've gotten way more transparent about it. And to your point, when you mentioned the Klein, I've never held the Klein. I have only one knife from James Brand, and I guess we could talk about some new items that I see coming up, and I'll touch on the Klein as well. The James Brand is bringing the Folsom Pro in a new colorway, I guess. I don't know what's special about this for the price point that they demand. I mean, it is rocking the LC200 blade steel, which I know for a lot of folks, Spyderco was messing around with that a lot. And so this one here is going to run you $279. I love the pocket clip. I love the fact that it's an over the top pocket clip. So that makes it a very, very, very deep carry knife. Like, it's truly deep in your pocket when you carry this knife. But I don't know about the blade steel in the scales if I want to pay that money. I mean, it just doesn't feel, if I look at the tech specs, LCN 200 blade steel, which is going to be difficult to sharpen yourself. It's machine G10 scales. Like, it's nothing really jumping out at me like, oh, I got to have it. But if I go, I know the only knife I own from them is the Carter. I paid for it myself. I got it on a sale on, I think it was on Midway USA, or maybe it was on, no, it was on backcountry.com. So on backcountry.com, I ended up getting getting that knife on a very, very good sale. I don't know if I feel comfortable paying full price for their stuff, just because it is kind of like, yeah, you know, I feel like it's a little pricey when you can compare it to other stuff. But if you can get it on a deal, the James Brand is not, they got some decent features. Like, how much is the knife now? Do they not have it on their website anymore? Yeah, they do. So I got this on backcountry.com for like $118 not too long ago. I felt comfortable paying that for this. When it comes to the Klein, bro, if you can get it on a deal and you like it, go for it. But would I buy it for full price? Probably not. Did I let that company send me the furniture set for the AR? You talking about Wooks? Name of that company? So we ended up talking through it, and they sent me a knife instead, because I was not really super interested in really messing around with my AR too much, even though I really like the furniture that they offer from Wooks. Okay. So they ended up sending me let me see if I can find it here. Oh man, hold on. I just jacked up my screen. Okay. So they ended up sending me the knife, and I used it for a while, but the thing is like the scales started coming loose. When I began to use the Rock 62 knife is what they sent me, I took this thing and I used it extensively. And when you bang on this thing with a log, like say if you're trying to split a piece of wood and you hit it with a log or something like that, the scales start coming loose. Well, I don't like that shit, bro. Like, I mean, you're spending a good penny on these knives, and if you're going to be spending all that money on these knives, then these things are starting at $199 and the scales coming loose. I don't know how I feel about I think maybe you should stick to furniture when it comes to the AR platform. because if you can get some good furniture for your stuff, maybe I would be okay with that. But I don't know. I like the kind of freak stuff out, make stuff look real good. Maybe we'll work out a deal for some furniture in the future, but we'll work on it as well. And so a lot of companies have been doing a lot of things when it comes to fixed blades. I think fixed blades last year I said was the year of the budget folding knife. Last year it was just, for me, it was the year of the budget folding knife. I think that CJRB Pyrite Light grabbed everybody by them scrotum and just shook them. Because I know before that, years before that, the Civivi Praxis and Mini Praxis existed. Those knives existed. But it was just something about the CJRB Pyrite Light. When that thing dropped at the price point, multiple ways to open it. And I think it really got people feeling good about it. And so this year, 2025, I think is the year of the fixie. I think that every company has seen the desire of the everyday carry community to possibly carry a fixed blade knife in their pocket, on their belt, on their ankle, or like an appendix carry of their dad bod. Bokers get into the mix, specifically Boker USA. Instead of coming from Germany, they're going to be coming out with the USA backcountry. It's going to be dropping in June, $235. It seems like they're trying to compete with the Guardians of the world, Bradford Guardians of the world, which you could easily get for less than $200 if you don't want all the bells and whistles. How is it going to perform? I don't know. It does have G10 scales. It's going to be orange. So I guess if you drop it in the woods or some dirt, you're going to be able to spot it easily. $235 is the MSRP price. So I could imagine that on the Blade HQs of the world, the DLT and maybe Smoky Mountain and stuff like that, you can get it for $210, maybe $200. So the blade is 3.4 inches. It looks like it might be a little bit, it could be pocket friendly. I don't know. I don't know anything about it other than more and more of these companies are trying to get to our desire to carry fixies in our pockets. And I'm here for it, bro. I'm definitely here for it. And so for this one here, it's going to be rocking the Magna Cut. It's going to weigh 2 ounces. 2 ounces. Barely more than the Benchmade Bug Out. That's not that bad, bro. That's not that bad. So if that's something that you're interested in as well, I think that you should keep your eye out for that. A lot of companies are also really kind of diving into some of these deals, even for knives that just came out. This O-Night Life they gave to a bunch of creators a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was pretty interesting. It's Nitro V blade steel, 3.5 inch blade. But the thing is it's an aluminum frame lock. I think the first one of its kind. And I don't know how that's going to hold up. I don't know. I'm not really sure how that's going to hold up. If you're not heavy using this, I guess it'll be fine. But this thing is already on sale. This is the first sale they've had on this knife, other than the code they gave to some creators. $99 MSRP. It's now $85. And okay, so now that makes it a little bit more interesting. Nitro V blade steel. You get the olive green color. Good for EDC. Might be interesting. You got Olight also dropping their Mini 2. It's coming in at $14. I don't particularly like this flashlight. I like the i1R2 Pro a little bit more, but a lot of people and their mom like this one. So any of this stuff, grab a screenshot, go look it up on Amazon. I'll probably do a video of these deals later today or tomorrow, but I don't have any links down below for this stuff. So if you want it, you can kind of go snatch it up. Also, the Kaiser Harpoon. Listen, I just got done watching Gideon's tactical video on this knife. He has Grandpa excited. Now, this is the D2 version. I know that he particularly was a big fan of the 3V blade. That one is $59. That one's not on sale, but he wasn't shy about the D2. He wasn't shy about the D2. I just know that if it's something you're interested in and you want to get the D2 version, I think that this might be something that maybe you're able to snatch yourself up. $39 right now. That doesn't sound that horrible. That doesn't sound too bad for normally $49.99. I like the blade shape. I don't own one. I just like the way that Gideon's tactical, he did a video on it. It looked really, really good. So I would definitely check that out as well. And then I carry this thing all the time. Now it says frequently returned. I was reading this. A lot of people have issues with shipping, but the knife is great. Or the flashlight is great. And the thing is this is the first sale I've seen on the EDC 35 in a while. I own the 35, I own the 33, I own a lot of these hoes. Okay, I own a lot of them. But I actually purchased this one with my own money. Most of my other Nightcore flashlights have been sent to me. This is one that I bought. My biggest complaint about this one is you can't remove the battery. So 500 lumens is great. Big ass battery is great. Not removable. That can be, this may not be a flashlight that you use to save your life. Maybe you don't keep this in your vehicle and a guy's coming up on you and you go to grab it and it's dead. I don't know about that. Okay. But, you know, if you're looking for a good flashlight, high, super bright output, different modes on it, this might be something that you check out as well. Those are just kind of some of the things I saw. Now, I mentioned to you guys that I got an email from a company last week on a live stream who was nervous about their tariff pricing affecting their prices. It was Alpaca, one of the companies, and I got a couple other ones as well, but Alpaca's the one that I was able to talk to, and they were nervous. They have some great pricing for their products, but a lot of their stuff comes from Southeast Asia. I mean, there's probably a lot of us that are here now that have an item or two that comes from Alpaca, whether we bought it or we seen it or you got it as in a giveaway or whatever. They were nervous about their pricing going up, and so I'm hopeful that they don't have to come up. I mean, look, just like imagine their Element Tech Sling, which is crazy popular. Everybody and their mom enjoys themselves an Element Tech Sling that has gotten their paws on one. I couldn't imagine that the pricing on that all of a sudden go up to where it's unaccessible. And all of a sudden you're kind of playing in the world of like the Bellroys and all these other companies that have like, you know, are positioning themselves to be like an urban type of bags and type of stuff. Or Able carries another one as well. This a lot of stuff is coming from overseas, and I was kind of just hoping that their prices stand true, that they stand firm. U.S. orders temporarily paused. We are currently not accepting U.S. orders due to tax updates. All existing U.S. orders will be processed. That's at the very top of their website. I don't know if you guys can actually see that because I have the screen zoomed in a little bit, but what they're saying here is, matter of fact, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. Oh, you can't see it still. Yeah, so if you go to Able Carry's website, they're saying that they are not fulfilling. Hold on, let me unsnap here. I'll bring this down a little bit so you can see. All right. And we'll zoom in a little bit. They're saying orders are temporarily paused for the US because of tariffs, bro. So I'm hoping that companies like these, I love the Able Carry bag. I've since given this bag to my daughter. She uses it, takes this thing to school every day. I would like for her to be able to have, some of her friends have asked about it. I would like to be able to suggest to their parents, yes, snatch one of those things up. You're gonna love it. You're going to enjoy it. And all that good stuff. Piranha, hey, thanks for kicking the door. And it says, have you heard about Goat Tool going out of business? Yeah, I got an email from them. They're trying not to go out of business. They put themselves up for sale, similar to like Crucible Steel. Crucible Steel is once again possibly going to have to go out of business. They filed for bankruptcy. They're willing to be purchased. They were purchased by a company that's in Ohio the last time that they went into bankruptcy. That could happen with Goat Tools. If you got long money, Piranha, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you got that long money, man, then it might be able to happen. Coda's founder on their X is, did you see that company? But yes, man. But first off, guys, I appreciate y'all once again for kicking the door in. I myself am going to have dinner now. Okay, I wanted to come in and answer some questions for y'all. Anything that y'all might have going on as well. Somebody go ahead and boot you. Listen, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on with you, Latino boy, but we're gonna go ahead and give you the boot because you seem like a husk of a man. You seem like you eat corn the long way and you have a lot of things going on for you, and you seem too hot right now, like we can just fry an egg on your forehead, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you the boot. But hopefully everybody's having a good day, having a good time. If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.